Today I'm going to cover everything you need to know about debt. According to the Federal Reserve, almost 70% of Americans have some form of debt. But is all debt bad? What's the best way to go about paying down your debt? And what are the different types of debt, and why do interest rates vary so much? We'll cover all these in today's video. Debt can be a useful tool to help finance large purchases, but it's important to understand the different types of debt and how they work. First, let's define some financial vocabulary that you'll need to understand. Interest. This is the cost of borrowing money, typically expressed as a percentage of the loan amount over some period of time. For example, 8% annual interest would mean you owe your lender 8% of the principal every year in interest payments. So what's the principal? The principal is the original amount of money borrowed. Collateral. Collateral is an asset that's used as security for a loan. But what do we mean by security? That means that asset can be seized by the lender if the borrower fails to repay the loan. You may have heard of someone's house or car being repossessed. That's an example of a lender seizing the security for their loan. Defaulting means the borrower has failed to make the required payments for an extended period of time. The exact amount of time depends on the loan, but it's generally a few months to a year. Now that you know the vocabulary, let's discuss the types of debt. The first way we split debt is into secured and unsecured. Secured debt is backed by collateral such as a mortgage, car loan, or home equity line of credit. If the borrower defaults on the loan, the lender can seize the collateral tied to the loan to recoup their losses. Secured debt generally has the lowest interest rate because the lender has a way to recover some of their money if the borrower fails to pay. Unsecured debt is not backed by collateral, such as a personal loan or federal student loan. Without collateral to fall back on, lenders are at a higher risk and therefore charge a higher interest rate. The second way we split debt is into revolving versus fixed term. Revolving debt, such as a credit card, has no set end date or fixed monthly payments. The borrower can continue to borrow and repay the debt as needed as long as they stay within their credit limit. Fixed term debt, like a mortgage or student loan, has a set repayment period and usually fixed monthly payments. So what kind of debt is considered good debt? Good debt is debt that is taken on for investments that have the potential to generate income or increase in value. If the expected return on that investment is greater than the interest rate on the loan, then that debt is a net positive to your financial health. The most common examples are mortgages or student loans connected to a degree with a high likelihood of getting you a high-paying job. Bad debt, on the other hand, is debt for unnecessary or depreciating purchases, such as credit card debt from shopping or a car loan for a vehicle. Careful planning and responsible borrowing can help you use good debt to your advantage and avoid being weighed down by bad debt. But maybe you already have some debt that you want to work towards paying off. What's the best approach? The first step is to evaluate your monthly cash flow and determine how much money you can make available each month towards tackling your debt. Only paying the minimum monthly payment will often mean decades to pay back some of these loans. The best way to start putting aside money for extra loan payments is by building a budget. I've linked my video above on how to make a budget if you need some additional help on this step. Once you've gotten your expenses under control, it's time to start making extra debt payments. If you have many different debts and current market interest rates are low, then you might consider consolidating your multiple loans into a single loan with a lower interest rate. Otherwise, you should start by sorting your loans from highest to lowest interest rate. Continue making the monthly payments on all of your loans, but put any extra money towards the highest interest rate loan first. Once that's paid off, continue moving down the list from highest to lowest, knocking them all out one by one. Hopefully you learned something about debt from this video. If you have debt-related questions that I didn't answer, let me know in the comments below. See you next time.